Hey everybody! Okay, so this video is intended to help you go over and correct the worksheet that you should have just done for the second assignment this week, which is the imperfect tense worksheet 2. You guys want to say hi to my dogs? There's Blue, who's in a cone of shame, and you can't see her face, and there's Tucker Bear. All right, so hope everybody's doing okay. Hope you're understanding the imperfect tense relatively well. So this worksheet is really pretty much identical to the quiz that you're going to take for the assignment for day 3 of this week. So your next assignment is to take a verb conjugating quiz. And the quiz is going to look just like this worksheet. I mean, the only difference is I'm going to change the verbs, obviously. But your quiz looks just like this. So it's really important that, one, while you're going through this, you understand how to do this process. Okay, I'm not going to put the directions of this process on the quiz as clearly. So it's really important that you know the process. Another reason it's important to learn this process and to go through exactly the process that I'm asking you is because no matter what language you do end up studying further, whether it's Spanish, French, Mandarin, or Latin, okay, the process is the same for creating verbs in any of those languages. You build verbs. In fact, Spanish even uses BA for the imperfect tense. So, or for the imperfect tense in at least the first conjugation. So knowing this process, super important. So following the directions exactly, I'm really stressing that. Okay, I'm really stressing that the directions are what they are for a reason, because I want you to be successful. And being successful at this, it's important to understand and execute the steps that I'm asking. By the way, on a side note, just a plug, I want all of you to take Latin so that I have the opportunity to teach you again. Not only is Latin an exciting topic and exciting thing to study. I mean, the reading that we get is incredible, and the things that you're going to learn, I mean, there's still so much left to learn. So I would love to teach you guys Latin just because, you know, obviously I love it, but I also love you guys and I miss you guys, and to have the opportunity to teach you again would warm my heart. So anyway, that's a selfish plug. But I understand realistically, not everybody is going to want to study Latin, and the other languages, Spanish, French, and Mandarin, are all perfectly reasonably wonderful languages and have their place. So do as you will, but study Latin. Okay, now back to the worksheet. So I'm going to go through these answers, and I'm going to do my best to explain what I'm doing. But this worksheet really is testing your ability to recognize and understand a tense in context and how present tense is going to sound different from imperfect tense. So just a super quick review. Present tense is any verb that is true or happening right now. So I am eating. It's a current ongoing action. I do eat, right? A repeated action. I eat, just a simple current fact. So present tense is anything true or happening right now. For that, we just go to our second form. We cut off our RE. We add our OST, moose, tis, or int. Imperfect tense is a past tense, but Latin has 1, 2, 3 different types of past tense, and it's something like 8 translations in English. Okay, so there's a lot of different past tenses, so it's important to understand what imperfect is. Imperfect is a past, ongoing, or repeated action. Okay, it's not a simple past action like I ate. That's perfect tense. Imperfect tense is an incompleted or repeated or ongoing action. So I was eating. Okay, was or were blanking. Okay, they were eating. I kept eating, so kept blanking. Used to is another tense, and you actually saw this on this worksheet. So used to blank is a translation of the imperfect tense. And then we have another one that is began blanking. So I began eating is also imperfect tense. It's actually called an inchoative imperfect tense, which is a fun word, but it's called an inchoative imperfect. And it's not that it was past repeated or ongoing. It's that this time the imperfect tense is stressing the incompleted nature of the action, or the fact that it sort of just started. In cohort in Latin means to begin. So so that's imperfect tense. So it's a past, ongoing, or repeated, or incompleted action. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this worksheet up. Here we are. Okay, so I'm going to read the instructions out loud, though I trust that you read them yourself. Okay, first, identify the tense of the verb, present tense or imperfect tense. Is it happening right now? Or, sorry, I'm moving a dog. Is it happening right now, or was it a past, ongoing, repeated? So is it present tense or imperfect tense? Next, you're going to write down the correct verb ending based on the English pronouns. So we either have OST, moose, tis, or ent if it's present, or bom, bos, bot, bomus, botus, bont if it's imperfect. Now, BAs actually are infix, and these are our endings, MST, moose, tis, or ent. But really, for kind of a shorthand, easy way to remember it, if you just want to remember bom, bos, bot, bomus, botus, bont as our imperfect tense endings, that'll take you a long way. That's a really, really easy way to remember it. Third, write down the first two forms of the verb. You might know them, you might not. If you don't know them, look it up. Look it up in your dictionary, okay? Finally, we're going to conjugate the verb. Okay, so I did have the example here, and I'm going to walk through it real quick. Okay, so they began warning. Okay, well, began blanking is always going to be my imperfect tense. Okay, they, now check this out, is imperfect, so I actually want it to be bont, not just NT, but BANT, so bont. So they began warning, so it's going to be my imperfect. And to warn is monea monere. So I'm going to take my stem by cutting off the RE of the second form. So moneo monere, going to cut off that RE. So my stem is mone. Then I'm just going to add my bond. Okay. All right. So what I actually want to do is go through all of these straight through and identify the tense of the verb on all of them. And then we're going to go back and finish the steps or the process for the rest of them. So what I'm going to say here is you were walking. So were blanking is always imperfect. Did I spell that right? I didn't. Imperfect. Okay. Now, you, if I don't say y'all, when I say you, it's always singular. So if you're wondering, well, is it you singular or you plural? Well, if I say you, it means you singular. If I say y'all, it means you plural. So because it's imperfect, we're going to have our BA and we're going to have tis. So you is going to be botis. That all is bold. Okay, and then to walk. Okay, hopefully you guys know this. If you don't, you need to look it up and you need to study your vocabulary better. Okay, so ambulo, ambulare is our verb. Okay, so we're going to take our stem and then we're going to add our botis. Oh, wait. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did that. You singular is S, boss. See, even I make mistakes, you guys. I'm in a kind of a distracted environment, so I get what it's like to work from home. I am distracted and I make mistakes. So what's really important to learn from that is that one, everyone can make mistakes, right? I know Latin. I've been studying Latin since you were 2, but I can make a mistake. If I can make a mistake, it means you can make a mistake. So what do? Well, we try to minimize our distractions. We work in an environment that's the best for us for our learning. And we also always go back and check our answers, okay? Checking your answers is a tremendously useful habit to get into. Okay, so our next verb, we have used to. You know what? I didn't do what I said I was going to do anyway. See, distracted. Okay, so were walking is imperfect. So used to is always going to be also imperfect. Okay, let's go to our next one. Like I said, I just want to go straight down and identify the tense of all of these verbs. So is she is dragging is blanking. So anytime we have is blanking, perfect. Okay, we kept listening. So kept blanking is imperfect. It's a past, repeated, or ongoing action. They do see something happening right now. Tense. You all are asking, so are blanking. Also present tense. You're doing it right now. I began running. Past incomplete. So anytime we have a began blanking, this is going to be imperfect. Okay. Anytime we just end our verb in S, this is an easy one. It's always present. Okay. They kept blanking like we saw above. This is going to be imperfect. And then last one we have are blanking, and it's going to be present. All right. Okay, now we're going to go through and conjugate them following the steps. Okay, so it is imperfect, so we are going to have BA. So bomb is going to be I. Okay, and then to fight, if you didn't know this, I need you to look it up. I know I've said this several times, but you know how hard it is to get things across sometimes. Okay, so punya punyare, to fight. I don't know what's happening to my Microsoft Word. There we go. Sorry, guys. Thanks for hanging in there with me. All right, she is my subject. Okay. So, say she. Oh gosh, I wrote perfect here. See, making mistakes, guys. Present is dragging, is present tense. Hopefully I didn't say perfect. Whew, losing my mind. Okay, so present tense is not BA. We are not going to have a BA. So we're just going to say T. Now, you probably had to look up this word. If you didn't have to look up this word, high five. I don't know that we've had this word yet in our vocab, but traho trahere. What's fun is the last principal part is, look, tractus. Okay, traho trahere, troxy tractus. We get the word tractor from this. The tractor is really just a dragger, right? Originally, tractors dragged things to plow fields. So originally it was called a dragger. That's where we get the word tractor. All right, so guys, I don't know why I'm all over the place. I didn't mean to go to the next one until I finished this. So what I meant to do was finish this. Okay, so our stem is punya. Then I'm gonna add my bomb that's right here for my ending. So punya bomb means I used to fight. And then, okay, so she is dragging. So is dragging is present tense. She's gonna make it end in a T, and to drag is traho trahere. Now, remember, please, everybody, the really important part is right here. It's a short E. Okay, please remember, you guys, that short E makes things transform. O-I, U. I-U. Okay, so this is an O-I-U verb, meaning when you go to that second form and when you cut off that R-E, it looks like your answer is trahet, but it's not. Okay, remember that short E is going to transform to O-I-U. So it is not trahet, guys. In fact, now that we're doing tense, let me just mention that one of the reasons it's really important to remember that it's not trahet, that short E transforms, is because trahet is actually a future tense verb. So if we forget to transform that E, all of a sudden we've actually made the future tense, and we don't want the future tense, which is why I've crossed it out. We want our present tense, okay? And that is where that short E transforms to an I, so tra hit. All right, we kept listening. Okay, we is, since it's imperfect, as we've noted right here, we can keep the BA and we're gonna add our we ending, which is moose. And then to listen, you guys, everybody should know audio, audire. Okay, now, if you got this answer, audibamos, you're really close, and I want you to kind of give yourself a high five. But you're forgetting one really important thing, is that the syllable before the BA has to lengthen, and we can't lengthen an I anymore because we already have a macron on it. So what we need to do is add an E. Audiebamus is what we end up with. So not audibamus, but audiebamus. All right, they do see. Okay, it is present tense. Are they is just going to end in NT because it's present tense, so we're not going to have a BA. To see video. Everybody should know this one. Videre. Okay. So we're going to take our second form, vide. We're going to cut off the RE, which is our stem. Then we're going to add NT, but NT is a macron thief, so it's taking away the macron. Oh, by the way, here, let me give you my face again while I'm talking. It feels weird to talk to you without you looking at my face. Anyway, if you're doing this on a computer, I understand that you might not be able to do macrons. There actually is a way to program macrons in your computer, but I'm not grading macrons right now. So if you're not putting any macrons, that's fine. If you did it on your tablet or if you printed it out and wrote it, it's a good thing to try to get in the habit of making macrons and getting them correct, because a lot of languages consist of different accent marks and macrons and things. Okay, so getting used to where those occur is important, but I'm not going to be marking you wrong for them. So if you're not putting macrons, don't stress. I'm really more concerned about your connector vowels and well, the forms, right? So get the form right. So that's what I'm super concerned about. I'm still going to do macrons because they have their place and they're part of the language. But if you did it on a computer, you probably didn't put macrons. Now, if you did it on your tablet, if you hold down that vowel, if you need an E with a macron, hold down E and a bunch of different E's should pop up, and one of them is an E with a macron option. So you can do macrons on your tablet. So yeah, so there you go. Okay, let's go back to our Word document. Okay, so vident. All right, so y'all are asking, so this is present tense. Okay, so my y'all ending is not going to have a BA because we're not in the imperfect tense. We're going to end in tis. And then to ask, we learned this, I think we learned this last year. It is in your dictionary. So y'all are asking. We are going to take roga as our stem because it's our second form without the RE, and we're just going to add tis. So rogatis. All right, I began running. Okay, it's imperfect right here. Okay, we already noticed it's imperfect, so we can put BA, and I is going to be bomb. To run. Okay, kuro, kurure. Kuro, kurure with 2 R's, by the way, because if we only have 1 R here, it means to care for. So that's a different verb. So kuro, kurure. We're going to take kure, add our bomb, kure bomb, as I began running. It's so cool that Latin is so efficient, right? Just it uses 1 word for this whole phrase that we have. I mean, in English, that looks like a whole sentence for us, but really in Latin, we just use 1 word for that. It's so efficient. It's so great. Okay, so he sends. So he, and it's present tense, so we're not going to have a BA, so we just have a T. And our verb to send, mito, mittere. Oops. Okay. Mito, mittere. We get a lot of words in English from this, like anything that ends in mit, like commit, to commit troops, for instance, like admit, I admit I'm wrong. So commit, admit, permit, anything that ends in mit is comes from this word. So to send is mitto mittere. You may have had to look that one up too. Can't remember if we've had that. Okay, so now look at this. Again, when I go to my second form, that is a short ERE, meaning it's an OII, IIU word. Okay, meaning that this is not mitet. Okay, that short E transforms to OII, IIU. And it's mittet. Okay, two more. They kept leading. So it is imperfect. Kept blanking is always imperfect. They is our subject. So our ending is going to be bont with a BA. And then to lead, we had this in our last vocab list. Duco, ducere, duxi, ductus. Okay, squeeze these together. So we're going to have our stem, duque, and then add our bunt for kept leading, duque bunt. All right, and then last, we are seeking. So our seeking is present tense. We is our subject. So it's not imperfect, so we're not going to have a BA, so it's just moose. And then to seek, we have had this word before, petto, pettere. Please notice again, it is present tense and it's a short ERE. So this verb is going to be one of our OII, IIU words. Okay, so are seeking. So we're going to our second form and it's a we. So it's going to be petimus, not what? Not petemus. Okay, this is the future form, right? This is the form where the short E isn't transforming and we don't want that. We want petimus. Okay, so we're going to go back up one more time and check our answers because anyone can make a mistake. So you were walking on Bulabas. I used to fight Punyabam. She is dragging Trahit. We kept listening, Audiabamus. They do see, we didn't. Y'all are asking, Rogatis. I began running, Kurebam. He sends, Mitit. They kept leading, Dukebunt. And we are seeking, Petimus. Yes, that all looks good. We are correct. All right, if you have any questions for me, please let me know. Remember, your quiz tomorrow is based on this worksheet. So please make sure you understand how to do this worksheet, understand what we have done, and let me know if you need any extra help. Talk to you later. Bye.